Yo, what's good, brother?
Man, what's going on, bro?
How you doing?
And good, a nice little sunny day, even though it rained yesterday.
Yeah, it's like a little overcast. It's just going back and forth, you know.
Yeah, Maryland weather.
But we're going to hit the 80s this week, allegedly.
Man, hopefully it stays that way, but,
And it's supposed to be on a Wednesday, which is the day we normally
do our little shooting and stuff. So, yeah, once we do that.
outside shooting.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Because, 83 degrees, it might rain.
Like, without luck, yeah.
Yeah. But we got a bonus episode.
Yeah, man. This
Breaking
one is
the
going
narrative, BTN.
Man, this one gonna be it's gonna be a hot topic for this one, man. Like everybody, it's on everybody, at the tip of everybody's tongue. Around.
Pause. Yeah.
No, that's not something that's pause worthy.
I'm gonna pause it anyway, just in case.
All right.
So you want to tell the people what we're talking about?
Well,
what's on the tip of your tongue right now? Yeah, pause moment, right? Exactly.
I mean, but I wasn't putting that in that manner. I was using it as a general statement. But all right, we can go ahead. You can use it any way you want to. But what everybody is talking about now. Let me wait till you finish getting your giggles out.
I am that.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
That was like the little Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah, I know. I know. Don't ever do that again. It doesn't fit you.
It doesn't, but hey, I'm living life, man.
But what we're going to talk about today, the Mortal Kombat movie. And put the no, I can't even do that. Copyright.
Yeah, definitely copyright.
Yeah, can't even do it.
Except our knockoff. Yeah. So the movie just came out.
Yeah, man.
Friday.
I watched it. Actually, I was gonna watch it on Friday, but I mean, does it count Friday? Even though it's like 1:00 in the morning, and it technically counts as the next day.
No, it was Thursday at midnight.
No, I'm talking about when I watch it.
Oh well, no, that's Saturday.
Okay, so yeah, I was trying to watch it that Friday.
Right.
Got tired, and I was like, all right, let me go ahead and go to sleep first. Woke up and then finished watching it. But man, when I watched it, I enjoyed it personally.
Me too.
However, there are a lot of people, a lot of speculation. People are just saying, you know what? This movie was horrible. Everything about it was trash. There's nothing that could have redeemed this movie. It had no redeeming qualities. It was all around 0 out of 10. Don't even watch it. So what do you think about that?
Well, one, everybody has their own opinion. Two, that's like the polar opposite of my opinion. Now, well, I wouldn't say it's a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 7 or 8 out of 10. And the things that I had gripes about wasn't even big deals for real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a 0 out of 10, that's kind of, you didn't like nothing about the movie.
Yeah.
Like from start to finish, it's almost a 2-hour movie. From start to finish, you didn't like nothing. You didn't like the way Sub-Zero was putting in work. You didn't like his outfit. You didn't like
my favorite character.
You didn't like anything. I really just, I'll just say I don't understand. That's what I'll say. I don't understand like what. And then when you ask people what they didn't like, what's all the problems, people don't really give you anything of substance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It'd be a bunch of little stuff. Like the same things that I told you was little stuff that I'm not going to penalize the movie for, but I was nitpicking. That's what a lot of people's lists be, a bunch of nitpicks. But that equals out to the whole movie being trash somehow, some way. So I don't.
Yeah.
Would you feel?
Me personally, I enjoyed the movie. I gave it like 8, 9 out of 10 because first and foremost, I'm a heavy combat fan.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat is
so says everybody.
Man.
Even the people that's giving it 0 out of.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And then they'll say, "Oh, you're not a real Mortal Kombat fan if you like this movie."
Yeah, which is
stupid.
Stupid. You say stupid, I say which is kind of disrespectful. It's also corny.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, just a different way to say stupid, corny.
Because me personally, I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat since the first one.
Right.
I had it when it was on Super Nintendo. Like I knew when it was in when the arcades. Like people was playing it at the arcades.
Yeah.
So I've been a fan. I know the storyline
Right.
of the entire Mortal Kombat series. Like I've been playing it for so long, it's not even funny.
Right. Yeah, my first time playing Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 2. My sister had it on Sega. And yeah, I still remember like Raiden's fatality, back B, because he had the easiest one.
Wasn't that the one where he like bring down the thunder on you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do his little hand thing, and then the lightning just falls down on you. Yeah. So there's gonna be, if you haven't seen the movie, then I don't know if you really want to listen, because there's gonna be spoilers.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I just had to give y'all that fair warning. So we'll try to keep it vague for a couple more minutes or something, but then we're gonna really get into the movie.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, well, let's just get into it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the main character?
Like I really had like it's like small gripes you have with the main characters. Like first and foremost, like I mean, you didn't expect him to be the way he was.
Right.
Because he started off
He's regular degular,
yeah,
man.
he started off he lost his first fight. Like he wasn't like superhuman or something off the wall when he started.
Like he wasn't good. He's like good at nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like
he just Joe Schmo. That was it.
We're accustomed to like Liu Kang as like the main character. And before Liu Kang even gets his fire powers, he's a top tier fighter.
Yeah, he's it's something about him that stands out.
Right. This guy, Cole, was it Cole Young?
Yeah, I think that was.
Or Cole? That's not Cole Evans. Cole Young. This guy, he's a fake UFC fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting for what they say, $200 a fight.
Yeah, like not even a top tier fighter.
Yeah, he's not even.
He's like an underground.
Yeah, he's like, he's doing this to probably eat and survive. You know what I'm saying? He has the Mortal Kombat yin yang symbol on him.
Mm-hmm. Like it was, he was born with it. That's his only like unique trait.
Yeah, that
separates him from everybody else. And then Jax just comes in, like he's trying to figure out who, like he knows who he is.
Right.
But
everybody knows who he is except for him.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. The fact that they were tracking down all of these fighters
with this symbol,
and he doesn't know anything about himself. There's nothing spectacular about him, but for some reason, he's a fighter. Like he's a Mortal Kombat combatant.
Yeah, he's been chosen. He's one of the chosen ones. So he turns out, because I guess we'll jump ahead and then we'll come back and then jump ahead, come back. So is he the son? He's the son of Scorpion, right?
Yeah, son of Scorpion.
Yeah. So, or Hanzo, if you wanna, I got your technical people out there.
Hanzo Hazashi.
Yeah, which is cool to me. So he's Scorpion's son, so he gets cool points for that.
Yeah, first and foremost, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not Takeda, but
well, not yet. We got to see how it ends, and it's not how you start; it's how you end. You know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat 4 or however many movies they make. Let's see how he is, because he could be the king of this shit one day, man.
It may be. Like, hopefully they don't go to like the Fast and Furious route where it gets going into
Mortal Kombat 10, and then they on some whole different shit by 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Started to look like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So niggas got jetpacks and shit.
Yeah. So okay. So as we know, I'm a huge villain guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love villains.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I just want to start out by saying, yo, Sub-Zero.
And that name is near and dear to my heart. It's been my favorite character ever since the first ever game. Like I remember playing like not Super Mario, but playing Mortal Kombat 3 on my Super Nintendo, and I knew all of his combos. You know, the old games where they actually had set combinations what you can use so that everyone has like a unique way of beating the hell out of somebody.
Right.
So I knew his. Like, I mean, I practiced for so long trying to figure out how to use his combos, how to fight properly with him. Man, the amount of nostalgia I get when I see Sub-Zero on the big screen.
Yeah. He's
Doing the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
And the way it should have been done.
Yeah.
I'm-
Man, if they had about another one of him, it'd have been a different movie, man.
Man, what?
Man, they jump to the almost the end of the movie when Raiden took them to the what was it, the gray realm or something. Remember, it was the all white background,
Mm-hmm.
and they were strategizing on how to go and beat everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they literally planned to go beat everybody, and then they was gonna have to go get him together because nobody was gonna beat him one-on-one.
That right there goes to show that they made him so OP.
Very OP. He's very he look. Of course, we know he has more power. He looks stronger than Shang Tsung in this.
He does.
Yeah,
He does.
like
you look at him, you're like, why are you following this nigga around?
right, exactly. And that's exactly how it's like, yo, he's the elements that he can control.
Yeah.
Like,
He literally turned blood into a spike.
right, and then like you said off air, the controlling of the hail.
Mm-hmm.
He was making it snow,
Yeah, like,
and then just raising it back up and throwing it into people's cars, and
man.
he's making the ice daggers, and it's just like the ability, the frozen tundra that he took Cuz to when they was fighting in the frozen UFC ring, and
The amount of power that comes with Sub-Zero is substantial. Like, people don't understand how important it is for him to have that power. Like, Sub-Zero without ice is just a regular nigga. But the amount of power that he actually has with ice, in real life, if there's a real life situation, he'd win every fight.
pretty much.
Because there's water and air. So he can pretty much control what you're breathing. Like, our body's made up majority water. He can freeze all that and you're dead.
Right. And it's just shout out to them for actually like making him very strong. Cause I often feel like, and not from Mortal Kombat, but I often feel like a lot of these like movies or stories, the top villain is just gonna be the top villain.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been Shang Tsung in this case.
Yep.
So it's so cool to see like the top villain is not the actual top villain.
Yeah. That's what I actually liked. Because remember in the first Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero is like an accessory.
You're right, exactly.
And he died because he threw a bucket of water at him and it turned into a spike.
Right.
Like, come on now.
Yeah. Like this, I feel like this time around they definitely like it was a priority to showcase just what he was all about.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just with the elements, but just like pure fighting too, because he's a great fighter as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just he's smart, articulate. He just got jumped at the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. It's going to be a fight anyway.
Yes.
And then you throw in his kid, who's at this point he's the accessory.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just too much to overcome. You know what I'm saying? So
Obviously.
man. So I guess we can get into like some of the nitpicks we have.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have too many. Like,
Yeah, I only had about 3 or 4. Nothing that swayed my opinion about the movie though.
Yeah, nothing at all.
When I say nitpick, this was really like something that I didn't know or didn't like, but it doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Either or. Like,
Yeah. I guess with me, it was more so like I didn't know about the main character.
yeah.
That would be the biggest nitpick. Is like, yo, they're just incorporating a new regular person into this whole fold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? shout out to them for doing something different though, because I feel like it'd have been hard to. People would have just wanted you to follow the storylines. But if you would have just followed the storylines from like the comics or the video games or the shows, then you would have been too predictable.
Yeah.
Which you would have lost out on probably, other fans and I know what's gonna happen anyway. No point in watching that. You know what I mean?
Like, it gives you a little bit of a surprise in it. Like, why not make it somewhat your own?
And that's the biggest surprise, as he's the main character.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't know Scorpion had kids.
Yeah, I mean, Scorpion had kids later on, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we're starting it off with kids now.
Yeah, starting off, like that was surprising. I didn't know I knew that Bihan had murdered his clan. I knew that. I didn't know that he had actually had kids. Like, but the thing is, he probably didn't. They just put it in.
Yeah. Cause and not just a kid, he has a character kid. Like, he's a character now.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat. If y'all doing updates, we need updates on MK11 or MK12. I take a new Mortal Kombat. It's been 2 years, almost 3. I'm taking a new Mortal Kombat. Have them on there. I'm not gonna pick them, but have them. Have them. That's too regular. You see him fight?
Yeah. That was actually my biggest gripe with that character. Was how lackluster he was as a fighter.
I mean, you create a character. What could you do? I mean, everything's taken. Fire, ice.
Yeah.
Like
his powers were somewhat underwhelming.
Yeah. I mean, but what could you have gave him? Everything is literally taken.
Not really.
Unless he could have. All right. So what you think? He is the son of Scorpion. So
he's the son of Scorpion. Like, he could. You saw what he did with Takeda.
Yeah, he's like almost. And then you got the whole Cassie Cage and
exactly, and she, even with her ability, like
she's like a spitting image of her mother almost.
Yeah.
So, I guess, but do we really? That would have got backlash. I feel like if he would have got like Scorpion type powers.
I mean, not really like Scorpion powers, but I'm just saying.
I feel like that would take away from Scorpion.
It would, but I'm just saying you don't have to have Scorpion powers, but something more than what they gave him.
Yeah,
because they just gave him, you can turn into like a somewhat like a armored, like weirdo looking nigga.
And then you got those things.
Yeah, you got the little tonfas with the blades on them.
Yeah,
like. It's kind of
not those weren't bad for weapons. That's not bad.
It's not, but it's just like is that the extent of what you can do?
Yeah, we'll have to see because I don't think that's going to be it. He grew into that. He has to be able to grow into something else.
Yeah,
Liu Kang grew into the fire and then he grew into a dragon.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he already had it in this one, in the old like Mortal Kombat when they.
But that's because it was about him though.
I know.
And I told you earlier, this is just different. Like Liu Kang's not the main character.
It was actually sweet to actually see him already had the fire in the way that he was fighting.
Yeah,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
And same thing with Kung Lao.
Yeah, shout out to Kung Lao, man.
Man, like
ain't last too long in the movie, but
man, that's actually one of the fan favorites, Kung Lao.
He is. I like him. Yeah. There's smoother than cooler than the other side of the pillow. Hat, one of the delis. I almost want one of them hats.
Son, did you see when I saw the way he came in at like coming through the ground just like he did in the game? I was like, oh man, they ain't playing this time around.
Yeah, that's dope when you the little Easter eggs like that. Like, okay, you got the entrance. Yeah, I like that.
Yo, and
when he did the fatality, the hat.
R.I.P. Natara.
Yeah, the hat turns into a saw.
Man, and he left it in the wall just for that specific reason. He was like, I know they're gonna come at me, so I'm gonna go ahead just set a trap for you. Man, when I tell you like that was satisfying.
Yeah, it was.
Even with him dying, that moment there was satisfying enough to where I was like, okay, you can kill him. I'm not gonna be happy about it, but the way he went out was perfect.
Yeah, technically the way he did get killed, that is Shang Tsung. It's nothing.
Yeah, ain't shit you could do about
Yeah,
it.
ain't really nothing you could do about that. Like, you get killed by now. If he would have got killed by somebody else, Kano or somebody,
Yeah, that would have been wild.
then I'd have been like, all right now, you know.
He just got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped by I be forgetting the female name and shit.
Sonya Blade.
Sonya Blade, yeah. And then it's just like he kills Kung Lao. He's supposed to be one of the top Earth niggas of, you know.
Yeah, like Earth Realm they have really good fighters. It's just not as many as the Outworld fighters.
And they don't have like. It's like they're just regular fighters, and some of them have abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Sonya Blade, she's like a regular fighter, but she just, for some reason, she has a gun and everybody doesn't. If that's the case, give
she
everybody.
also, she got the little blast things. I forgot
that she took from what she said is a courtesy of Well, back in the day, she had them, but in this movie, she took them from Kano when she killed him.
Yeah, like
which was interesting because now if he would have had those and the lasers, I feel like that's good for him. But if he would have stayed alive, that is.
Yeah, Kano was actually a really beast character, like early on.
Yeah, I expect them back. I expect all of them back. All these villains that got killed, I expect them. There's no way we can have 3 Mortal Kombat movies and Sub-Zero is gone already.
And Kano needs to be bald.
Yeah,
with the little with the little metal little eye jump.
I was cool. I was cool without that. I was cool with the way I would take the bald head Kano because that if you're a villain, I feel like the bald head that's like a badass look to you. You know what I'm saying?
And for real, like there's no guarantee that Kano's actually dead. I mean, she just stabbed him in his eye. There's no.
That's true too. Yeah. Yeah. All because everybody got killed. All his like villains got killed. Sub-Zero,
Draco,
Prince Goro.
Yeah, let's talk about how good Goro actually looked in this one, man.
Yeah,
strong. And how unfairly strong he was.
Did he beat the power out of Cuz?
Yeah.
Like if that's how I gotta get my powers, I might pass. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's no bullshit, bro.
He literally was like just beating the everlasting. He beat the ability out of Cuz.
Like, he was hiding inside of the shack and he just ripped through it like it was nothing.
Nothing. Shout out to
he was gonna try and play a trick on him. He was like, "Nope, I ain't having that."
Yeah,
the whole thing coming down.
Yeah. Shout out to Goro. Excuse me. Shout out to Prince Goro.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or the artist formerly known as Goro.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Prince Goro. I like that. He has to come back. You can't. They're not gonna let the Prince go out like that.
Yeah.
And who's the king? If he's Prince Goro, who's the king?
I don't know. Yeah, I know. The Shokans like
let's think. They adding characters in. Is it a father Goro or you know what I'm saying? Like,
because normally like they have somewhat like animalistic qualities. Like they have like the fur and stuff like that. Because Kentaro actually looks like a tiger.
Right.
And Shiva was different. I don't know why. Like they turned out to be a little bit different, but she sort of was like just red and had the little spike things.
Yeah.
But she was supposed to technically just be the way Shiva in the mythology looks. But
yeah, they put their own spin on. Like I said, we can't really. They're not going off the video games and shit. That just.
Character looks in a way like they pretty much got
with the main characters. As far as like characters like that, they always change that up. They change the way Baraka looks sometimes.
That Baraka and like I said before we started, like that Baraka and Annihilation was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
But given what they had to work with, I understand.
Yeah, that's about 24 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, it was. Because Annihilation was 97. Yeah. I watched all 3 of the movies yesterday. That's how I'm hip. 95, 97, 2021. So, I like Baraka because I used to use him back in the day too.
Baraka was one of the really good characters.
Yeah, I like his knife work and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they have to incorporate him. Well, that's the thing. At the end of the movie, Shang Tsung says that he's coming back with an army. So
Yeah.
we know because all the villains are pretty much too sweet anyway. We know pretty much all the villains.
Yep.
That it's a possibility he could come back with.
Yep. They do.
You know, the
I mean,
question would be the good guys, because we seen who they was going to get at the end.
yeah.
That's not
Johnny
enough.
Cage.
That's not
like,
enough.
Yeah, Johnny Cage ain't enough. I'm sorry. Like he might have.
That's who I thought the main character was at first, Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage might have special powers. Even like a lot of people don't know. Like he has somewhat like a special energy. That
Yeah, he
makes him
does.
able to fight gods and shit like that.
But come on, bro, that's not enough.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
And Nightwolf, that's not enough either.
Yeah, Nightwolf's not enough. Like I don't know. Even if Katana, like once she comes in, like she's gonna technically be evil when she comes in because that's how it was.
Well,
in the
like I said, we can't
Yeah,
go.
we
We
can't-
can't
we
go
can't
off. Yeah,
guarantee
we
it.
can't go off that. Yeah, it can't.
But
this
I
is
mean,
something-
she didn't like. She didn't really like Shao Kahn to begin with. Like
Can't go off that.
Yeah.
Can't like anything that we know of, we cannot go off that.
Yeah,
'Cause
so if she-
how they did this first movie lets you know we cannot go off any of that kind of stuff.
Once Katana becomes good, like as she always does. Even
Yeah.
though
Might start
like,
off
yeah,
good.
she might even be like one of the main villains or some shit. Like who knows? But it's not enough Earthrealm fighters because the Sub-Zero after the original like Bihan, like he actually becomes good. So
Yeah.
that
We'll just have to see how that kind of stuff plays out because it's like obviously they're going to need allies.
and
another
Scorpion
realm.
was quote unquote evil. The only reason why because he hates Sub-Zero, so when he fights.
Yeah.
Like Sub-Zero's on the other side, so Scorpion more than likely gonna join up with Shang Tsung. So or just be by himself and just fighting everybody.
Yeah, I think he just be by himself.
Be just
But he's free now.
yeah.
I don't know what that meant.
Freelance nigga.
Yeah. I don't know if that meant he was free from hell or he's just like, was that his soul?
Nah.
Like we don't know. Don't
Yeah.
go back to what you know from the story because this ain't. I'm telling you, this ain't that.
Yeah. I actually
Because-
I loved his entrance though. That
Yeah,
entrance,
I liked it too.
the way he
'cause
came in.
That was like, and then they had the cut scenes of him like, I wasn't gonna say marinating, but he's like in hell
Yeah.
and he's like harnessing like powers and shit like that. Like
Mhm.
that was fire.
It
and,
was.
And the first thing he told Sub-Zero was like, "You sent me to hell thinking I was gonna burn, but I learned how to control the flames."
Yeah, and then he breathed the fire on it and
Yeah, and then
started
they-
turning into a
then it-
skull.
Well, nah, that was towards the end of the fight. That was he said that before they started fighting. So they had a nice little fight before he did the, because they was jumping him at first,
Yeah.
and then that's when he
The fact
told,
they need to jump this nigga that goes to show that nigga was OP.
yeah, it was jumping him at first, and then he told Cuz his little kid and shit, yo, leave him to me. You know what I'm saying?
After it already did all the damage and shit.
Yeah, it was then he took his little mask off. Because in the beginning of the movie, right before Sub-Zero had killed him, he had told Sub-Zero to remember my face and shit.
Mhm.
And so that was a nice little full circle moment. He took his mask off. You remember this face? He took his mask off about 3-4 times.
Yeah, he did.
Through the last 5
But
minutes.
why he put it back on was like it was news to me. Like I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know either.
kept putting it back on, taking it off, putting it on.
Yeah.
Like nigga, can you just not breathe or something? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. But the part where he took it off and was breathing the fire with his face turned into like the skeleton thing, that was fire.
man,
Um,
literally.
Sub-Zero breaking down during the fight, that was kind of fire too. Because once he started getting like whoop, he's like undressing.
Yeah.
And
And he just had his little underneath the little black
yeah,
suit.
which was that was tough.
Yeah, possible foreshadowing for Noob Saibot.
Yeah, possible foreshadowing. Man, I liked it, man. I don't know. 0 out of 10 is I don't know. I don't know how you
like,
get that.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good qualities that the movie had
Right.
to where you can't give it, like you can't say everything about it's bad.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it-
I don't get how you could say everything about that is bad. Everything. You didn't like nothing. A 2-hour movie, you didn't like one thing.
Yeah, like I think people they start disliking one thing and then they just stop caring. So they just a lot of them probably didn't even watch the whole movie. They'll probably look like 20 minutes and then they see the main character is somebody they never seen before and they was like, oh, the movie's trash. I'm turning it
Yeah,
off.
but I'm quite sure it's a lot of that. I'm quite sure about that. That's not how I felt. I was confused
Yeah.
with him. I'm trying, like I told you, I'm trying to figure out, is this Kung Den? Is this Takeda? Oh, okay, this must be Johnny Cage then. And then it's like, nah. Okay, this is a new dude. This is a new character. And then it's just like, he's Scorpion's son, clearly. He's the baby that Raiden took and stashed him in the little, whatever you want to call that, the little cave, Raiden's lair.
Oh,
Yeah. Which needs to be a board.
Yeah,
Make that. Old Mortal Kombat, new one. I take a new Mortal Kombat now, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, that place needs to be a board.
What about the little pseudo space, the little all white area?
I don't like shit like that. I'm not. If
what
I was
about-
to nitpick, I'm not a fan of like. You didn't have to take them nowhere because all they did was go there and talk for like 2 minutes, and then they went right back to like go fight people. So you didn't have to go nowhere for that, you know. Especially if he could have just sent niggas away like he did at the end anyway.
Yeah, that's also true.
You know what I'm saying?
Think, what about the little the iced out
I love it.
UFC
Love
cage?
it.
Yeah,
Love it.
fight there.
Love it.
Knock them out of the ring, and then all of a sudden, like they land on some spikes or something.
Yeah, and that's like one of the old type. Matter of fact, it was the boy that Witchcom was fighting at.
The pit.
Yeah, that it was a fatality that you could do on there.
Yeah, you
Uppercut them and then they just
fall to the bottom
to
and
the
then-
spikes and shit. Yeah, I love that frozen. Yeah. New board, y'all, please,
Yeah.
or a new game.
That would be really fire.
Yeah,
But what if they actually introduced, like you mentioned, like they made a new one and they introduced like Cole to it. Like, what if they?
that would be nice.
What if they had already planned on doing that, and then the movie they just gave him the green light to put him in there?
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm quite sure that I'm not gonna say they're holding hands, but I'm quite sure they're like very knowledgeable of each other's situation and whatnot. Like I wouldn't be surprised if what's this April, a new Mortal Kombat drop by the end of the year, a video game that is.
Yeah,
I would get it, but yeah,
I'm telling you, the movie itself was fire. It did
Yeah.
they did a good job
they did a good job.
from what limited amount of money that they had.
Yeah,
And even with a lot of the atmosphere, I think they did a good job with that as well.
mm-hmm.
Because there was a lot of shots there that it takes really good cinematography to capture.
Facts.
So a lot of people don't look at that. They just look at like, well, the story was trash and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
look at
that's-
everything.
That's because you're in that field. I'm not gonna penalize people for not looking at that kind of stuff. You're in that field, so that's why you look at it. Like a lot of people don't give a fuck about that kind of shit. They just want to see watching the movie is for storyline purposes only. Of course, we added extra shit because we're involved with extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I won't penalize a person for that.
I'm not gonna say,
But to say-
I'm not penalizing. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
but to say 0 out of 10, I just found like you didn't. Oh, before I also had to throw this out there. Did we have some slight homage to Street Fighter
what part?
with Liu Kang? Because he's dressed like Ryu throughout the almost. Remember when Kung Lao gets killed?
Yeah.
He takes his little ribbon
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he ties the ribbon up, and now he has the whole red and white. Anybody else peep that?
I didn't even pay.
You ain't paying no
I
mind?
ain't paid too much mind to like the white, but I knew that he had
But
the
once
little ribbon and shit.
I didn't. I didn't peep it until he tied the ribbon up, and then
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay, this looks familiar. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay,
Because he never wore white in the game and shit, but like like you said, like, it's
this is something. This is
it's
something
something
new.
new.
Hey, Liu Kang, we need to.
Because Liu Kang was usually like red and black.
Yeah, Liu Kang, we need to. What's about how young everybody looks, man?
Yeah,
He looks like he's barely 18.
the American Pie adaptation of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know it's the new wave. Maybe they plan on making movies for the next 20, 25 years. And got, yeah, Liu Kang just turned 18, so we got him for a good 20 years till he, turn 40 or
they
something.
about to do a Harry Potter type thing.
Yeah, they might, because everybody looks, Shang Tsung look kind of young. Raiden.
The only one that's not really young is Mikhail Brooks, for real, for real.
Yeah.
One play Jax, and the nigga play Reiko died, so it's just like,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna bring him back.
I don't think they're going to bring him back. Yeah, Shang Tsung, I don't even waste his time with him.
Well, Kano was, you could tell.
I wouldn't waste my time with Kano either, but he might come back in a different.
And Cabal, like, he wears a mask. You can put anybody behind that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't bring him back either.
Man, but I swear, Cabal used to be my man's, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I felt like he was
fire.
too comical. Well, yeah, it wasn't not the slightest too comical.
He was funny in a way, but I think that he had
He's a wild
lot
dude, man. Wild dudes, man.
Yeah, he definitely was a wild.
He
nigga.
was enjoying. He was enjoying fighting and killing.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's
that's actually wild because I think he ended up turning good at one point.
I think so.
Yeah, because
but this is a new universe. This is still a new universe, so it don't.
Because I mean, he started off good. I mean, he started off bad, and then he turned good. So it's just like maybe he just stays bad.
But it has to. Because they don't have a lot of fighters on the good side.
I don't
So
even
somebody
know-
has to be good.
Like-
Somebody has to go good.
Yeah, and then niggas Striker, and I don't know if they gonna incorporate
Like,
that.
come,
nigga.
like, even if you do, like, you can incorporate all the good. They just fighters with slight. Like, Liu Kang might be the only one who's like, he can throw fire. He can do this.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know if he could do the dragon thing because it's something new.
Since Kung Lao was gone, it's just like he's the only one that was like spectacular.
Yeah, facts.
The rest of them was just somewhat enhanced in a way.
Yeah.
But Liu Kang was like the only one that was just a new type of nigga besides Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage, like it took him a while for him to figure out that he was like a superhero almost.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't because we don't know who they're going to incorporate. But if you just look at the villains, and like I said, it's something new, so we don't know. But what I'm trying to stay away from is like we'll just talk about the villains we do know, because if they create new villains, which they might do,
yeah, they might.
You know they're going to be super OP.
So what they did with Sub-Zero, man. There's no.
And he's
no
not
way.
even new. He's just a regular. He's a regular. Yeah. So
but I mean, I think he deserved to be OP.
Yeah, he did. Because the story is he's the main villain in this one.
Mm-hmm.
He did way more bad than Shang Tsung did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was just fucking everybody up. He took the nigga, his wife and kid and all
had
that.
him iced out in the little.
Yeah.
So
I thought they was dead for real. I was like,
yeah, but I think Jax was saying like they ain't not gonna kill nobody, but anybody that got the tattoo thing. So I mean,
because Melina wouldn't kill Sonya because she didn't have the little
right, and then was like, yeah, this death wouldn't satisfy me.
Yeah, and then Kano was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get his little revenge. Yeah, so man, that was. She don't have to come back here because she don't got killer instinct.
So the whole time, Melina.
Yeah, boy, when she first walked up, when Shang Tsung and them was walking through that little desert, and she walked up and she was saying something, and she's fine, even with the ugly little special effects makeup and shit on, she still look good.
I mean, even in the game, that was the case where.
Right. But I'm like on this is like then when they did the aerial view before they cut away, and they did it, they seen him like walking past. Yo, she was like super thick. I'm like, yo, she's like fat, like golly, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's not bad. Yo, like I was saying earlier, I'm like, they try like tempt you to be evil and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like Sonya, she's just a little regular white girl. Real technical. Military veteran, and then it's just like I don't know. She's got like thick over there, and plus she can, she got the little teeth and shit, bite you or something. Like,
I mean, if you into that type of shit,
I wouldn't even think about that, but I mean, that'd be wild. Imagine getting your dick sucked by her and shit.
Oh nah, I'll pass. I'll pass, bro.
Man, bitch, you got too many teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this bitch got 50 teeth.
Hey, bro, but when she opened, like, literally opened her mouth, like, towards the end, and you got to see, like,
Yeah,
the real Melina.
yeah.
I was like, you know what? I thought that was a really good moment for her, because in the beginning he was like, "Oh, is this all that they gonna give us?"
Right.
And then you just see her open this all the way out. You was like, "Oh my god, yep,
Yeah,
that's the Melina I know."
That's Melina and shit. So, alright, she got killed. I feel like they'll bring her back.
Yeah, because Melina was just somewhat of like a test subject.
Right.
She was like the combination of Kitana and Tarkatan blood, so she was technically Baraka mixed with Kitana.
So, I feel like, cause he said he was gonna come back with the army, and then you see the black dust and smoke start covering all the corpses of his villains that got killed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you don't have to bring everybody back. I feel like Sub-Zero is a must, which we said earlier might be a little foreshadowing for Noob Saibot.
So, but did you see like all the black smoke that was actually coming in when he was introducing like new character, like new villains?
That was
I
tough
actually
too.
thought that was smoke.
Yeah, I did. I did too. I did too. When they was in Rayton's law, I did too, because it was like, wow, it's just like a big cloud of black smoke, like rumbling, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody just stepping through it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, like maybe that was what he was the one transporting them everywhere. Like that'd be a
yeah,
real
that would.
good
I mean,
twist.
that would be a good way to bring him in.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's the one transporting them everywhere. That's another thing about the villains. So many of them got that whole transport ability.
Yeah.
Because Cabal was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was making Melina do it when they was fighting the little 2-on-2. And it was like, yo, that's. Then you think about, let me say, Quan Chi.
Yeah, Quan Chi got it. Like niggas like Shinnok got it.
Yeah. See, he would be the problem.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Shinnok
problem right
would be like Scorpion being in hell. Shinnok probably run hell. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably like runs it or something like that. So I don't.
Now unless you're talking about like the Dragon King or somebody.
Yeah.
Other than that, then
Yeah.
If they incorporate that nigga.
Shinnok. I know it's something different, but we tend to like go back to the storyline in games. Did you play the 10? Did you play Mortal Kombat 10?
I probably did.
The main villain in Mortal Kombat 10. Or was it 11? I forget which one.
You
it
talking
is.
about the
Mother Nature?
Mother Nature? You talking about the one that was the time chick? Or
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I call her Mother Nature because when you do shit like that, that's what she was looking like when she was controlling the Slim. That's a good villain to incorporate. Somebody who can control time.
Pretty much just bring in Run, which is technically God time.
Like every time you would like fight her, she like rewind and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's kind of unfair. But in the movie, that would be perfect.
Yeah, on the game, that's just like, yo, she's like wilding, and she had like, because she controls everything, she could do everything. So you'll be beating her, she'll either rewind it, or if she don't rewind it, she'll turn into somebody else, and then the help bar be like, you gotta beat or for them. You know what I'm saying? And then it comes back to her, and wherever her health was at is still there. But she's like controlling, like I felt like that's a good villain too and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that could be like way, way, way down the line. She could be like an elder god.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite sure that all of them ain't good.
Yeah, once you get to like the Fast and Furious numbers.
Yeah, that would be like probably the last good storyline, and that's when they'll start getting out of control after that. Because I was telling my bros and them yesterday, I was like, she was able to do so much because no matter what, I think no matter what happened, all she had to have do throughout some point in history was have Liu Kang and Raiden fight each other, and then it'll create the off balance that she needed to control the time and shit. And so it was like, I think when they make you play as Raiden for a little while, and you fight somebody, I think it's Scorpion, and right before you kill him, he snitch.
That's actually some bitch ass shit, bro.
Yeah, so it's like right before you kill him, it's like a little cutscene, and you done whooped him up, and now right before he about to die, he tell you like, yo, all this is done purposely, and she uses you to fight Liu Kang, and then that's how she controls. So in order to change that, you gotta not fight Liu Kang. So he obviously they already done kidnapped Liu Kang, and it's an evil version of him. And the evil version sucked the soul out of the real one, because the evil ones got the little abilities like Shang Tsung and shit, even though they not him. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of unfair.
Yeah. So he sucked the soul out the real Liu Kang, and he get like all these extra powers or whatever. So he pop up, and Raiden trying to talk to him or whatever. So the nigga, he like, man, and he throw like this big Dragon Ball, like Vegeta type joint at Raiden and shit, and knock Raiden back like 20 miles, like a mile or something. You know what I'm saying? And then Raiden was like, yo, where you get all this power from? Is this one of your rewards for joining up with Wichicom? And he was like, well, you could say I gave this reward to myself in a way. You know what I'm saying? And so you get to fighting or whatever. And throughout the fight, I don't like this part because I don't like too many cutscenes while you got to actually fight. You'll fight a little bit, then it'll be a cutscene. They go back. I don't like, but throughout the fight, you trying to talk to him and tell him what's going on. And so he not hearing it because it's the evil one. Raiden think it's the real Liu Kang just with the evil powers in him. But he don't understand, like, the real Liu Kang is, like, dead right now. And this is, like, an evil clone. You know what I'm saying? So then you end up, like, beating him and shit. And then right before he about to die, it's, like, the little cutscene. And it's like, I don't know what you waiting for. Go ahead and finish me off now. And then that's when Raiden was like, yeah, I could do this, but I'm telling you, in order to stop her, this is what we have to do. So then he like stuck his thumbs in Liu Kang's eyes, and all you saw was like a big electrical like explosion or whatever. And so everything explode, and I'm like, damn, he just like crush Liu Kang, you know what I'm saying? And then like the shit like it go everything it go to something else, and you don't even know what happened. I'm thinking you killed him, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know what happened, so it go back to her, and the evil Katana, they still in love, even though they evil and shit. She getting worried and shit. She's like, yo, such and such should have been back by now. I think we should go look for him. And then the evil Kung Lao was like, he God tier, he got top powers. Nobody could beat him. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it and shit. And so they went back to doing the little whatever they was doing for her. So she up there with the earth and the time little clock looking joint, and she like putting all these little evil little things over everything. Cause her goal is to like, she's like gonna rewind time all the way back to the very first day that Earth was made and stop Raiden and them from ever being born.
That's cheating.
It is. So she was like, all I need is 5 more minutes. So this is like the end of the game and shit. So she's like, all I need is 5 more minutes and shit. So then, like, the regular Kung Lao, it's like a big little, how they got them big little doors, like how Shang Tsung and them had.
Yeah.
He like running up to the little door, and the evil Kung Lao was like, yo, that's me. And then the regular Kung Lao, he like looking all shocked and amazed. He like, yo, this is wild. And so now you gotta be the regular Kung Lao, and you gotta beat the evil Kung Lao and shit. And so once you do that or whatever, it's like Katana, she run up next. So basically they got you doing like, you know what I'm saying? So right before you killed the evil Katana, like she calling out for Liu Kang or whatever, because they like faking love and shit. Which I thought was kind of cool, even though they evil, so you can't feel sorry for her. But I thought it was still cool. So she calling out for him and shit, like right before she died. And so, like, the little Mother Nature chick, She has a daughter. Her daughter ain't got no sweet power. She's just like a good fighter. So she sent her down, and then she getting like the best of you. But it's cutscenes though. You ain't fighting. She getting the best of you, and you got katana, so she getting the best of you. Blah blah blah. And then out of nowhere, you see like somebody walking down like this long ass pathway, but you can't tell who it is because it's blurry and shit. And then like you go to an actual fight scene, and you really fighting this time. And then if you beat her, it's like the Mother Nature chick. She like stopped doing what she doing, and she like hover down to like where y'all at. And then like Katana, she step off to the side, and then you can see it's like Liu Kang and shit. But he looks super different because he fused with Raiden.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Yeah, you remember saying
the
that?
combination of Raiden and Liu Kang.
Yeah, the Thunder Fire God.
Yeah, that nigga was scary.
That nigga was like that. He come floating in and shit. And so what happened was is like, so you finally found out my plan. You think you got what it takes to stop it. I mean, you know, if you wasn't 10 minutes late, you probably could have did something, but you too late now. And the next thing you know, the little big ball and the clock that she had stopped, and then start going backwards and shit. And then everything started going, like the fights that you just had start going back in reverse and shit. And then it goes all the way back to like, remember I said how Kung Lao had like ran up through the door and all that? You could see him like going back through the door backwards and shit. Like everything was going backwards except for like, you know, Liu Kang. Because once he merged with Raiden, the time shit don't affect gods and shit. So then you end up fighting her daughter, which she only got a little bit of power left, so it's an easy fight. And then right when you about to kill her daughter, her mother was like, you know what you gotta do. And then she was like, yeah, I know, Mom. I'm sorry I failed you, but here, this the last little bit of energy I got left. And she let out this real super loud ass cry. You know what I'm saying? And then she turned into a ball of energy, and her mother like take it in and shit like that. And then like you start fighting her, and the board get to changing up like 5-6 different times. Like she take you back in time. Dinosaurs be running through the board. You know what I'm saying? Like don't just OC, young, like out of control. Like don't just. And they got 2 endings, right? So it's an ending if you beat her, like in 2 rounds, and then it's a different ending if you beat her in 3 rounds.
I heard it's also ending if you keep losing, like everything.
Like, yeah, I mean, but you're gonna keep playing though. You know what I'm saying? So if you beat her in 2 rounds, it's like it ends how it's supposed to end. You know, basically you beat her, but now somebody got to take control of the time. You know, the time and all that. So Raiden, he like breaks apart from you, but he left the god power in you though. So now he's just regular Raiden now, which I thought was cool. You know, because I took my powers back, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like all right, we done. You know, good working with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I holler at you, son. You know what I'm saying? But he let Liu Kang like be the god and shit.
Yeah, just dropping off an Amazon package.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's like, you know, you gotta pick somebody to it's gonna take 2 people to get like the you know time back flowing regular, and you're gonna have to watch over the time and you know for years to come and shit like that. So of course, Liu Kang, you know who he gonna pick? Katana. So that's who he picked. You know what I'm saying? But if you lose a round and you beat her in 3, you don't get to pick Katana. You gotta do it with Raiden. You know what I'm saying? He still let you be a god, which I would have kicked Raiden to the curb anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, you know, I still got a little bit more to teach you, so we gonna do this together. You know what I'm saying? And then just go off like that and shit. But yeah, that would be like a crazy storyline, like way down the line. That could be like the last movie and shit. You know what I'm saying? If they ever decide to make a last movie, like you said, they on their Fast and Furious shit.
Yeah, I don't think they ever jump into some shit like that because that would take a lot.
It would.
It'd take a lot of financial backing to pull some shit like that off.
Oh yeah, it would. Because I mean, I feel like they could do it.
I mean, that would require box office money.
I think about that, they might have it.
maybe.
It depends. It depends on what they do.
They can
with-
do some off the wall shit. Like I can imagine them bringing in quite a few people
Yeah.
for villains and like for heroes. Like,
Yeah, that would
I
be
think they can definitely do something with that.
And plus, I don't think the new people gonna. Kung Lao got killed in the first movie. I don't think he's go evil.
Yeah, like,
They can't afford to have nobody go evil. Like villains have to go good because they need help. The good people need help. They can't afford to have nobody be good and go evil. They already don't have a lot.
I mean, 'cause technically they already have Raiden. Like that nigga's like OP in his own, but it's just like you didn't really. He didn't do shit. Really.
He didn't do nothing in his own movie.
Yeah, like unlike in like Mortal Kombat.
And that's how
The
you know he's
original-
OP because we still call him OP, and he didn't lift one finger this whole movie. 2
Yeah.
hours. Didn't lift one
And
finger.
remember in the old Mortal Kombat, like yes, he got a chance to see, like yeah, this nigga actually is strong as shit. For real.
Yeah. And even in towards the end when they had won the little tournament and shit, and then Shao Kahn, he's like in the sky, and then he's all like, "Y'all, your souls are mine." You know what I'm saying? And then last thing you see is Raiden with his little eyes
I
all
don't
lightning.
think so.
I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like that Raiden you knew was a problem.
Even when the other jump, like they did when Shao Kahn was incorporated in Annihilation,
Mm-hmm.
that Raiden was pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was good.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a pretty damn good Raiden.
If you never seen Mortal Kombat and this is your first time seeing Raiden, you would be like, who's this guy? He talk a good game.
Yeah,
Like he talk good, but I don't know if he's like,
yeah. That's like one of the gripes that I had with like Raiden didn't do much.
he didn't do much.
And then I mean,
Could have stopped the laugh from that, but if as long as it's a good payoff, because if we get to the third zone and he like, man, this nigga Raiden is unstoppable. This nigga crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
you do some shit like that.
lightning covering the whole earth and all that, and like he could have doing that. Then
Yeah, you get to see Thunder God for real. Like
now if we get to see his fatality,
oh yeah,
like one of his jumps, because I know on one of them jumps he had the jump where it's like he kick you like in the nuts and you fall down to like your knees, and he take the little lightning staff and he like shove it down your throat and shit, and then do the little jump where the lightning come raining down.
oh yeah,
And then that shit be like
and
that.
it turns into a lightning rod.
Yeah, and then like imagine him doing the fatality.
Man, that's wild.
We sing the same song, though. We gotta see his jump.
Yeah, we got in that movie we got a Jax fatality.
Yep.
Got a Sub-Zero fatality on
Yep.
Jax.
Kung Lao,
Kung Lao got a fatality.
Shang Tsung,
Shang Tsung.
Sonya.
Yeah, Sonya.
Yeah, Lord. Probably the weakest of the fatalities.
Who else? Cole got his on Goro.
That was a fatality?
So I mean, if you want to get
I'm about
technical,
to
it
say
looks something like one.
Yeah,
so.
I'm about to say that's how they set it up and that's how they do it and shit. Yeah.
So yeah, he got one.
Yeah.
Scorpion got his.
Yeah, he got his all. Everybody, fatality wise, there was a lot of fatalities.
And then, Liu Kang got his.
Yeah, he got his. Yeah.
Kano, I think. Did he get Kano get one?
I don't even know Kano fatality. I don't think he got one, but I don't even know what it is.
Like Kano's fatality, like he'll use his laser and like burn up. I think it'll burn like a hole through your skull or some shit like that.
Yeah, I didn't see him do that. I've never played with Kano.
And then Cabal, man, I want to see Cabal take his mask off, bro. That's one thing I was hoping for.
I never seen his fatality either.
That was one of his fatalities. Like, he'll take his mask off and it scares you out of, like, your soul runs out of your body.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never played with Cabal on Mortal Kombat ever.
Man,
Or Kano.
Cabal used to be that nigga.
Yeah,
He was that nigga.
I'm quite sure they all that nigga, but I never played with like it's a few people I never played with on Mortal Kombat. But going forward, this should be lit.
It should be.
It should be lit.
Based off of what they've given us so far, I really like where it's going.
Yeah.
Because it was in the works for a while.
Yeah.
Because, COVID
yeah.
kind of jumped off and then it kind of put a halt on things. But given what they were able to work with and how well this movie turned out, I'm satisfied.
Yeah. So I don't know how the numbers work with this because it released in theaters. It also released on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
you know, a bunch of people got their little sites. I watched it, you know.
Yeah.
So hopefully it did good enough where they can think about carrying out the trilogy. Because that's what they said the original plan was, a trilogy.
Man.
So
Mortal Kombat trilogy, man.
yeah. So if this is a trilogy, let's just say, we don't know, but let's just assume if this is a trilogy, what you thinking the tournament to be? The third movie?
I think the tournament
Or
will probably
second.
be the second.
It has to be second, right?
Because
You can't go another whole movie. Yeah.
Because this whole, like, the first movie it's pretty much a storyline of the Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Right.
And not even incorporating a tournament, but having tournament aspects to it.
Yeah.
Like, I like the way they did that.
Or because the movie's gonna be 2 hours again. At least by the end of the movie, start the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cause I feel like if you're gonna bring in other villains, you're gonna have to incorporate nigga stories too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
unless it would just be an hour of that,
Dude,
cause
like,
you're gonna have to chase. They got to chase down Johnny Cage. You know it ain't gonna be smooth as like him going to Hollywood and Johnny Cage just agreeing.
yeah, just and like how it was in the first Mortal Kombat, where he just got on the boat.
Yeah. So it ain't gonna be like that. I don't think it'll be like that.
Yeah, he was way too arrogant. That was one thing about Johnny Cage.
That has to stay the same.
Yeah, that was an arrogant son of a bitch.
Yeah, Johnny Cage has to be arrogant.
And he has to have a crush on Sonya, bro. Like
Yeah.
that seems like that has to happen.
Yeah, because they had a kid together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're gonna carry this out, but the whole Cassie Cage thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, who I like, she has one of my on Mortal Kombat. I forget which one it was. She has one of my favorite fatalities of all time. Yeah, I do. I posted that on Facebook a couple years ago. Like when I did that, I was like, oh yeah, this is like that. This is like that. Beating the shit out of somebody and break their little face in half, and then grab the top half and the picture out, and then it show you uploading it to little fake Facebook and shit. Like had people commenting on it. Wow, that's
who would have, like, honestly, that would have gotten taken down really, really fast.
Yeah, she's been on Facebook there. I might delete her page, Hoti. Might delete her page. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, banned wouldn't even be the word.
Yeah, not banned. Nah.
Like she probably
FBI.
They probably
FBI been at y'all.
No bullshit, bro.
She clearly just posted a murder. Let's go get her. But that's that's sick.
It is.
That's sick.
It is, bro. Like, when I see the way that they was able to do the fatalities in the movie,
it's dope.
I think like they're gonna make shit so much better going forward.
Yeah. And hopefully they're not afraid to like slide in new fatalities either.
Mm-hmm.
Cause some niggas got some abilities where you can get now that 2021 you could be creative.
Yeah, really creative.
Like how they were super creative with Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that with like a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that Sub-Zero the fatality on Jax, well, technically didn't kill him, but
Yeah.
the way that he was able to do that was creative. Even though that's not how Jax lost his arms. He lost the Ermac.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Ermac, by the way.
Yeah, they bring in Ermac. Somebody going to die. Ermac was one of them niggas you ain't going. Like, you ain't trying to fuck with him.
I wonder what variation he comes back. Cause I feel like we're out of that time where it's like they're gonna have 5-6 guys with that same little ninja suit on. I feel like we're away from that.
I mean, but
he has other forms. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the thing is, like with Scorpion, he had somewhat like a samurai-esque. Like, look, it wasn't even ninja. Like,
It still was that like that design though.
Yeah, I mean,
he had other stuff that kind of the hood and his was kind of more flappy. So
it was
more.
it was a samurai one. Like,
But that's the Sub-Zero. That's what those are though. They're samurai fits.
well, not Sub-Zero is more of a ninja. That was his thing. But
I mean,
in the movie,
yeah,
that's how it was.
that's what we're talking about.
But in the games, like, it was everyone was the same.
Oh no, we're talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what in the movie I'm like, it was a slight difference, but it's 5-6 other niggas with that same kind of.
Yeah, because they had Noob Saibot, they had
Smoke.
Rain,
Rain.
smoke.
But also in the video games, all of them also had different variations. So I wonder, like, if they were to incorporate, which route would they go? Because Rain, he had a variation where he ain't had like the ninja stuff on. They had him dressed like he was Aladdin or somebody.
Yeah, I think that was later on in the game.
Yeah, it was like a couple. 10 or 11.
Yeah, because
10 or 11.
He had
One
like
of them.
when he was all he had the purple and
Yeah.
the gold and all that.
Yeah. Like
They really made him look like a Prince of Edenia.
yeah, I said, damn, they got this man out here. I'm Aladdin fighting right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, he had some really good really good player, like the way that his player was
I like Rain.
worked. I like the way Rain was able to use it.
I like Rain. I feel like they all should. It would be so cool if they all would let everybody keep the ninja forms.
Man, if we can get like that reptile that they had from Mortal Kombat, the first one that they made, you get somebody that look like that.
I feel like I almost want to say a tournament alone with just all of them with those type of fits would be fire.
It would. It'd be like Highlander.
Yeah,
the only one.
Yeah, like I feel like that would just be like almost top tier.
You know, it'd be fire if they would have like in the tournament, like they'll have like the first ever Mortal Kombat little stage where you see Shao Kahn in the background. You got the people up front cheering.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have that in the as like one of the first stages that you see people fighting on.
Oh, okay.
That would be so fire.
The big statue jump.
Yep.
Yeah. That was nice too.
Well, it looks like a Buddhist temple.
Yeah.
Like that one. Oh my God, that would be perfect.
Yeah. That's fire. That's fire.
Like, cause I remember how they did like Dead or Alive when they first made that live action adaptation. It was sort of like kind of like that. It was like they were fighting in like somewhat of like a temple or some shit like that.
Right.
So I like the way that was, but I think the way they did it in like the first Mortal Kombat movie, how they were all just fighting on an island, and everything was just. It was just everything was so gloomy, somewhat.
Yeah, I mean it was 1997. I mean, 1995.
I mean,
so limited resources. Probably ain't had the money to.
No, I'm talking about. No, I'm saying gloomy is in a good way, not gloomy.
Oh
in
yeah,
a bad way.
I thought you meant like. I thought you like because they was like fighting like on the island and shit.
No.
Yeah, I say limited resources.
I like the way that they did that. Like every single place that they were fighting, it seemed unique.
Yeah.
Like when they were fighting on the beach, and that's actually what made me really like Liu Kang. Like the character who played Liu Kang, because he got to fight the dude. The little black dude with the dreads.
Mm-hmm.
That
oh yeah.
That one was fire.
I wonder how they feel about the movie.
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, how do they feel about the movie?
Yeah, like when you see like, cause it's been so long. Like,
can you imagine if that Liu Kang was in this movie?
Oh man, he's too old now.
No, I'm talking about like if he was that young playing in this movie. Can you imagine how sweet that would be?
Oh yeah, that would have been tough.
That Liu Kang was that was a nigga.
Yeah,
he was a cut up son of a bitch, bro.
I wonder how you lay back and you like, yo, I did this 25 years ago. Like I wonder did he like it? Like I wonder did he like, like I wonder like what's they like a reaction to it and all that.
Like, the gripe that they would have with their characters and how they would recast it.
Liu Kang probably he ain't the main character no more. He probably ain't like that shit.
I remember Jax. Like in the Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh yeah. He probably like his. I feel like they did a good job with him. Mm-hmm. They did a solid job with Jackson in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Macabre Brooks actually had to gain like 70 pounds for that movie.
It probably was worth it.
It was like
that
nigga. He was cut too. Like he's always been in shape.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really buff like that.
Yeah. It probably was worth it. Like actors be on that shit all the time for these type of roles. Remember when 50 Cent dropped all that weight and everybody thought he had cancer and shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, actors. You want that part, you gonna do whatever for it. Now, that might be the only role I might consider doing something like that for. Mm-hmm. Like some Mortal Kombat type shit.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
You ask nigga, yeah, drop 70 pounds and then go be gay in this room. You know what I'm saying?
I'll pass them.
Yeah, I'll pass and shit. But nah, I look forward to seeing if anybody drop any videos from like that old cast.
Man, Like, that old cast is actually really good though.
Yeah.
Like, given the fact that a lot of it was like bland towards like the Annihilation days, where
Yeah.
the fight scenes were really good though.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from it, but it's just like the
Yeah.
overall story back then was somewhat bland, but I still liked the movie.
Well, that's because they tried to cram so much into one movie, and then, that's what I felt. Like I said earlier, that's what I felt like they just. The second one was just more. We didn't get all this in the first movie, so we're gonna put some in the second one, but we ain't got enough to have the whole movie like the first one.
Yeah, and they made Jay Asian. That was kind of fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
Jay was always black, and that shit was like.
Yeah, stuff like that. But going forward, we'll see how it turns out.
I wonder if they're gonna bring in like Tanya. Like, like a black girl with the little white eyes and shit. It was like that shit was fire.
Yeah, it depends. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like the lesser classic characters, if they do come in, they just come in. Like they showed us in this movie what they do with them.
Yeah, like niggas.
They just killed them quickly.
Like Kenshi and shit. Kenshi, I think that nigga be fire.
Yeah, he would. It all depends.
Bo Raicho. That's a funny nigga, bro.
See, I don't think they're gonna bring him in.
But I like
because I felt like they would have did that the first movie.
I like the whole drunken boxing and shit. That was another thing why I liked it. Yeah. So like Bo Raicho, actually, I like the character because of that specifically.
Yeah, if they do like a quick backspin on Sub-Zero or somebody, they might go talk to him.
I mean, but that was actually Liu Kang's story.
I mean, yeah, Liu Kang. I forgot, Liu Kang. But see, he's not the main character, so I know they're not. Yeah, that probably.
Like, who you know? Like maybe they'll end up killing all Cole, like randomly. Like maybe there's a possibility. Like with how they're like jumping from.
You gotta let him rock out though, cause he knew. Like he gotta be the man, cause then it's gonna take away. If he gets killed in like the second movie, it's gonna take away from this one, cause then niggas really gonna be like, yo, why did they even do it? You know what I'm saying? He knew, so he gotta. Anybody else is already established, cause they got legacies. He's new, so he gotta be the man in all these zones. Got to, like.
Hopefully they give him something a little bit more than what he has.
Yeah, I think he'll grow into something.
Like
he has to grow into something else.
Maybe he'll have like a full body armor or some shit like that, and then
he got to grow into something else. He's not gonna beat. Like I said, he might get out the first round. He not.
Yeah, like
can they beat Sub-Zero 1-on-1? Who you think you gonna see in the tournament?
Yeah, bro. Like, can you imagine this nigga going up against a fucking a Kentaro or somebody?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he beat Goro, but Kentaro is like Goro times 2.
Yeah, he could beat that though. But when you gotta deal with like
Ermac,
yeah, or whoever they bring in,
anybody with like distance. Who the fuck you gonna beat? Who you gonna get to beat these niggas for?
Yeah,
Cabal had a little face blast thing. I don't even think he could take him for real.
Yeah, they had a good strategy for being like the villains. They got a good strategy, but in a tournament where you just you ain't gonna be able to strategize with niggas. You just gonna have to get in there and fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fact.
That's gonna be like very talented.
Liu Kang is gonna be like he's good. And they got the fireballs and shit. Like
they fuck around, and kill him. He ain't the main character no more.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be surprised.
They fuck around, and kill him, cuz.
That'll be like the only time Raiden intervene and shit.
Yeah. Or that could be the moment with Raiden turn on niggas too.
Oh man.
What's that? That nigga Liu Kang was fighting, and then next thing you know, lightning just struck him and shit. I don't know what the fuck that was and shit. Ain't nobody seen Raiden? Raiden gone and then gone like a motherfucker, dude.
Nigga did a drive-by lightning.
That's the whole little third movie. Niggas searching for Raiden though. Gotta fight Raiden. He ended up being like the lead, the top villain you gotta kill and shit.
Kill Shang Tsung and all that.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn gone.
Yeah.
So there's so many possibilities like now since they went so far off of the source material.
Yeah, and that's probably why they did it. So it opens up literally for anything. Because like I said, I highly doubt that they give us a new main character without introducing a new villain.
Yeah,
it's only right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like especially how they had Sub-Zero so out of control, and he still got killed.
Yeah. And
Even
then,
though they jumped him, he still got killed.
and then once they bring in his brother, it's actually going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
So once he comes back as Noob, who the fuck, who knows how strong he gonna be?
Right. But
Noob-
I'm still just thinking it has to be like a new villain too. It got to be somebody we never like. Damn, who is that? Like it got to be
Yeah.
somebody that's just gonna add that wow.
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring in Kodo Khan.
No, I'm talking about somebody we never heard of. Like I'm quite sure Shane Song gonna go talk to all them niggas. I'm talking about like somebody they just created, like how they created
Yeah.
Cole, like somebody they just created shit.
Or
Like I
they'll
feel like
combine like Reptile and Rain or some shit.
nah. I'm just talking about like creating somebody, like not combining, not no variation of nobody. I'm just like creating a new villain. I'm quite sure they gonna.
I wonder how they gonna incorporate the robots. Like
That's if
Cyrax,
they do it. They might not do it and shit.
Yeah, maybe they'll just bring them in as the Lin Kuei, like the way they.
Yeah, man. I guess we'll have to see.
Man,
But
when
possibilities endless though.
Yeah, it is, bro. And to the people who dislike the movie, bro, like if you can't give me a legitimate reason why, outside of you didn't like the main character or certain aspects didn't fit the narrative of the story, like you're so used to the source material. Outside of that, if you can't give me anything bad, if you can give me anything bad about the movie, I got it. I understand. That's the reason why you don't like it. But if you can't, you have no right to say, "Oh, that movie's horrible. You shouldn't even watch it if you don't like it. Then you don't know Mortal Kombat."
Right.
Stuff like that is pointless to even say. Mainly because a lot of y'all don't even have reasons to dislike it. It's just like a trend to dislike something. It's just kind of like how people dislike the Cowboys. It's like people follow along and say they don't like them even though they don't even know. Like a lot of people that don't even like watch football and shit, they're like, well, I don't like the Cowboys. Like, okay, you have no reason to not like them, but okay, I guess you just don't like them because other people don't. And I think that's how people just they're somewhat lemming like.
He said lemon like
They are. They're following along with everybody else and just saying they don't like it, and then they'll build a narrative off of someone else's opinion instead of basing it on their own opinions.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And then with me personally, I pride myself on basing my opinions on info that I've gained myself.
Right.
Not off of just looking at something at face value from somebody else and then taking it and run with it.
Yeah. That's just the society we live in. But yep, I guess that'll wrap up this. You know.
Yeah, bruh.
It's a great movie to me, in my opinion.
It was to me as well. 8, 9 out of 10, bruh.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next one, and trust and believe I'm gonna see that when the day it comes out.
Yeah, facts. Great job, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, great job, man. Like, man, the possibilities are endless now.
Yeah, facts. So this is another BTN
Breaking the Narrative podcast with. I'm Tony.
I'm Teddy.
And I guess we out here.